Don't you understand? You turn my life.
Hey, there we go. Welcome back to another episode of Normal Guys Talk Sports. This is episode 47. It is August 11th, Friday evening, our new time for the time being, and it is approximately 8:45 in the evening, Central Standard Time. We are
It's
in
like
the
that
state
TGIF
of Texas.
slot.
There you go, TGIF. There we
coming
go.
We coming on right where Boy Meets World used to
Boy
drop.
Meets World. Oh, man. And then they pushed it back an hour, and there was like an inside joke in one of the episodes. Pushed it back an hour, so it lost viewership.
Sheesh.
I just saw like a meme. Boy Meets World. What are the other ones? On there?
Full House.
Full House, of course.
Family Matters. Shout out
Family,
to my peoples from Family Matters. Y'all know
Family
that.
Oh yeah. Matt's on the inside over there.
Shout out
No
to
doubt.
my family, extended family who was on Family Matters. But yeah, man. Woo!
Oh yeah. Let's happy late birthday to Matt.
Oh yeah.
So it was Matt's birthday yesterday, August 10th.
Another trip around the sun.
We had a fiesta, as we always do. It was an album release for Mr. DJ
Duff.
DJ Duff, right? The homie, the young man. He been there from time to time. DJ Johnny Rip, he was on the ones and twos.
Rip.
Never Satisfied was in the building, full effect. Double R, of course. Lardy, who all the usual
Lucci.
suspects. Oh, so, bruh, yeah, for sure. He was in the building.
Solo Lucci.
So we was at the little DFW pop, little location. There'd be some events there from time to time. They have doing something tonight too. Not us, but like DJ Johnny Rip's there. A bunch of people. I saw he put something today for that. So it's always eventful there. But no, we celebrated Matt as we should. And shout out to Matt. And then we're gonna get to that. Me and Matt went to a boxing fight, so that was my little birthday gift to Matt. We went to
Appreciate it.
no doubt. We went to Paul and Diaz. So we're gonna talk about those two fights. So the first topic is boxing. So
It's a lot to cover in boxing.
Yeah, so we had
Low-key,
two
though.
big fights.
Two big fights.
So the first fight happened a week prior. Was Mr. The hometown hero, Mr. Earl Spence, against Mr. Terrence Crawford. Dallas was behind Mr. Earl Spence, and it didn't go as planned. He got knocked down 3 times. I remember the second round he got knocked down, and it just appears maybe it wasn't as people called one could have got knocked out either way. Big punch and power. Shout out to both fighters. Shout out to Earl Spence. I've met Earl Spence once with Donnie. So Donnie was talking stuff back then.
So that fight wasn't even close.
There you go.
Wasn't even close. I mean, I'm not quite sure what's going on with Spence right now, but I think Spence might need to take a break, bro. Drunk in the building.
Drunk is in the building. Hey,
when y'all start doing prime time?
Hey, it's new time, man. Matt got a new time slot from the 9 to 5. I got a new time slot from the 9 to 5. Initially, we were Tuesdays.
I lost a lot of money.
We were Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Oh, I was Tuesdays and Wednesdays off.
Now I'm Monday to Friday,
and I'm Thursday and Fridays off.
Thursday, Friday off.
So part of it was like me and Matt was like aiming for Tuesdays, and we didn't do Tuesdays, it was Wednesdays. So then we do it like lunchtime, this and that. But real life kicked in, so we're looking at Friday nights until further notice. It's an adjustment. The views has been impacted. More people probably up and aware, and we've been advertising that for quite some time.
Yeah, but it's
all
good.
we are transitioning to primetime TGIF. So help spread the word. Drunk, our number one viewer, our number one fan. We gotta get you a T-shirt when they're made for sure. All that fun stuff. We got, like I said, that's on the to-do list. Get our T-shirts made. See the logo right here. Yeah, get that on a T-shirt one good time.
And as far as your money, Drunk, you might not be getting that back.
Oh yeah. Oh, he bet on Earl. I'll check it out. That's what
he
we
bet
talking
on
about.
Spence. So I am a believer that Earl Spence either needs to take a really long break.
Ain't no wrong with that. If you, especially not 100%, ain't no wrong with that.
Pack it in, bro.
Yeah, he's a young man still.
He's 30.
30.
Only say that though, because if you watch the after fight, did you not hear how he was talking? My man was slurred and sounding
people making memes
crazy, bro.
I don't even want to.
No disrespect.
No disrespect, right? Don't
not
disrespect.
Even that, but my man sound crazy.
Well, he got the best of himself.
But even at the beginning of the fight, I felt like he looked a little off. I just didn't, what I'm saying? I couldn't necessarily put my finger on it per se, but he did. Even before the fight began, he looked a
Terrence
little.
Crawford came out with Eminem.
Yeah.
Earl Spence
came out with Big X the Plug.
Big
Shout
X
out to
the
Big
Plug.
X the Plug.
No, he's well loved in the great state of Texas. Been by this way once or twice.
Shout out to Big X.
Been by this way once or twice before his song blew up.
Yeah,
this is about 2-3 years ago. He's up in here, if I remember right. Yeah, at least 2 years back.
Drunk says, I didn't realize Crawford was that much better than Spence. Maybe because Spence had bigger fights. Here's the thing.
Maybe, probably.
I really do agree with people saying that Spence is something wrong. Something ain't right, bro.
Something
ain't right.
Like unpopular opinion. We met. Some love him, some hate him. We've met in real life. Mr. Charleston White at a Lardy B music video shoot. Remember that?
Yeah.
So
Charleston White was there.
I watched Charleston White from time to time. He basically said, Mr. Earl Spence, but he was extreme with his rant. But basically, Earl Spence hasn't been the same since his car accident.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say that, but it's something. Like I said, even when he got in the ring,
it is what it is. Right
before the fight, all that he looked a little throwed off to me. A lot of people bet on him because a lot of people just like the guy that he is.
And he's the hometown hero. So
hometown hero, but he's a popular boxer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Crawford definitely cemented himself in the culture a little bit because he's been more of a quiet guy, throughout his career. He's been like a silent killer. But this fight kind of
he let his hands through the target. Shout out to 2-3. He just walked by. Shout out to 2-3.
He definitely let his hand.
Let his hands through the target, and then he was just on Breakfast Club. You see that clip?
That's what I'm saying.
He was just on Breakfast Club.
Ever on Breakfast Club? He's an undefeated boxer.
He was on Breakfast, but I don't remember it. But again, I wasn't privy to Mr. Crawford more so until recently.
Crawford also said he wouldn't mind a rematch being up a weight class. I don't even think they should have a rematch.
I think who they talking about Crawford fighting?
Who?
Your boy from Baltimore.
A lot of people would pay to see that at this moment.
So that's probably the hotter ticket.
But I don't know.
That's probably the hotter ticket than this rematch right here because some already say maybe they shouldn't have a rematch.
I could see a rematch if it was close. Or if it was
right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Not to say that it wasn't an entertaining fight, But if it was
he got
more,
knocked
more,
again. He got knocked down like 3 times, and the
He
first
got
time
the-
was in the second round. Like he was in trouble early.
he got
You
the,
got knocked down the second round. You're in trouble early.
he got the brakes beat off of him the entire fight.
I'm like, you said it.
That's in my line. That's not the fault.
I mean, that's what I saw.
he got the brakes beat up. First round was kind of like they was feeling each other. Right after that,
a lot of people lost money in Dallas for sure.
brakes beat
Quiet.
off.
It was quiet like a Cowboys loss. Like
He brakes beat off of him the entire fight. So, you know what I'm saying? I like Earl Spence because I feel you always gotta like support the people who kind of like ride for their hometown. But
right. Then so us being Dallas residents, we're not gonna throw shade at no one in Dallas for no reason. So,
but at the same time,
you gotta
my man gotta
back it up. You gotta.
Well, he gotta back it up, but he gotta protect his health too.
No,
Drunk says,
for sure.
If Crawford fight Gervonta, I'm putting 100 on Crawford to get your money. Bro, now if Crawford fight Gervonta, it's going to be a different story because Gervonta not the same fighter as Earl Spence. Earl Spence throws a lot of punches. Crawford and Gervonta fight very similar to whereas though they both are typically waiting for a mistake to be made. Now, I guess in that situation is really who's going to have more power. And for right now, I'm a rock with my boy, you know what I'm saying, on that one. But that would be an entertaining fight, as we're talking about.
That's probably the hottest ticket right now because, just like win or lose, like, that deters your path,
But
are you as much as demand? Like, you start losing some fights, so now your paydays and your options differentiate versus if you won.
Right. Nah, I mean, like I said, making that fight happen would probably be hard because, getting them to fight in the same, near the same weight class would probably be the toughest thing. But, of course, I mean, a lot of people, considering we had two, at least, we're talking about boxers who are at, the top.
Yeah.
We've had two, super fights this year, and obviously Gervonta won one of those fights, and
so so
of course people are gonna want to see that.
That's the hottest ticket, yeah.
But I do like, I like the fact that we've had fights like Spence and Crawford, even the fight we're about to get to next. You know what I'm saying? Because it really has brought boxing kind of back as a sport.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely.
So are we moving on to the next fight? Is that the perfect?
Yeah, we can segue
transition.
Into that.
Okay, so the next fight was Jake Paul, the younger of the Paul brothers, and Nate Diaz, straight out of Stockton. So Nate Diaz has a UFC background, and maybe and so it's and then they've talked about each other over time, and then before the fight. So the fight was coming up. Matt's birthday was coming up. So I notified Matt, hey, I know what we're doing for your birthday. Then everything came about, of course. Something always comes about. But I was before it, I was hey, let's go to the fight. I was this is my gift. I'm down. Let's do it. So he's all right, let's go. And then so it was my first fight. It was in Dallas. So I was I've never been in a boxing fight. Numerous basketball games, football games, wrestling, baseball. But never boxing. So that was, and then as hot as Mr. Jake Paul is, I thought that was once in a lifetime. We're going to go back and be yo, we watched Jake Paul fight. You know what I mean? And then even like I said, love or hate him, I'm not fanboy. I'm not saying I'm a fan, but I respect the journey. And I saw his documentary. We got to talk about these Netflix documentaries. And then this, so check it out. The documentary with Jake Paul. It's on Netflix, and it was just about his journey. And like I said, wasn't too privy of him prior to his fighting career per se. I didn't know who he was. I'm not in that demographic, but I respect the journey and everything he's been through, good, bad, pretty, ugly, and now he's revived it. And throughout the documentary, and I say all that to say this, throughout the documentary, there was clips of Mike Tyson speaking on the Paul brothers and saying that they revived the sport, and then it was dead, and then they brought it back. Shout out to them. They're the new, they're the next wave, so on and so forth. Nothing but respect and homage from Mr. Mike Tyson himself. So who the heck is going to combat Mr. Mike Tyson when it comes to his perspective on the sport.
Well, I don't think his perspective is wrong. You know, you look at it from think about it like this. Like, think about if Drake all of a sudden said, I'm about to quit music and I'm about to start boxing. Regardless if he was good or not, he's one of the most popular musicians in the world. You know what I'm saying? Or that's really kind of like the thing with Logan Paul and Jake Paul.
Like, why did you guys go into boxing? Because you guys have all this money, all this popularity.
Not even that, but they revive the sport because, to a certain extent, well, they're serious, both of them. One of them is leaning more towards wrestling now. But, that's a big thing. And B, they kind of had the hearts and eyes of the young kids.
Right, the new demographic.
We was there. You know, you seen a lot of teenagers at that fight.
No, for sure. I was like, yo,
You know
like,
what's
I mean, it was, how do I say it? When we go to, not to say we're the coolest kids in the world, I'm the coolest kid in the world. Typically, if I'm going to go to a Maverick game, like, I might recognize someone. You know what I'm saying? Someone. I'm not saying I'm best friends with everybody. Right. But, like, when we went to the boxing fight, again, just a different demographic, like people I normally don't see. Me and Matt, we've been all everywhere, you know, Dallas, games, all these, you know, everywhere. Would never satisfied, of course, but like a lot of different faces, but you know, different demographic. But it is a good thing to see for sure.
It was a lot of teenagers there.
Lot, you know, young. You need the kids, you know, to keep it going for sure. You need to market to the kids.
So, but I would say that would be the biggest thing that I would say. It kind of, and to a certain extent, it's just like wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Ironically, you know, just people were literally there to cheer against Jake Paul.
Right. No, that is what people are paying for, is to watch him lose. So, there was other fights on the card. The Diaz brother, his brother won. So, you know, I'm gonna show off for Stockton. That is it's a hop, skip, and a jump from Sac. You know, it's the same TV market. They get Kings games in Stockton. So, and then the G League is, you know, so shout out to Stockton. Shout out to Nate Diaz and the whole Diaz family.
And shout out to Tyson for getting that documentary back.
Oh yeah, that too. And then no, but it was a good fight. If you guys seen it, if you haven't, run it back. But again, he's got a lot of momentum. You know, he lost his fight before, and then everyone was cheering for Diaz. You know, it was you know, again, there was one guy behind us. He was cheering for Jake Paul.
I mean, he was really cheering to just spite his peoples.
Right, but 95% of the building probably was rooting for Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz. And side note, fun fact, 80% of Vegas was betting on Nate Diaz. And Drake bet $250K on Nate Diaz. So a lot of money was lost.
Didn't Drake bet on Earl Spence too? God.
Did he bet on Earl Spence? I don't know if he bet on Earl Spence. I don't know that much. I know for sure he bet on Nate Diaz. And like, I was like, this is too good to be true. I was like, he lost his last fight. I was like, if he loses this next one, then that I'm not saying it's rigged. But that you know, that full head of steam slows down. You lose 2 fights in a row, your momentum, you know, he lost the last fight. So I don't know if they're going to rematch that, but he wants to, he lost his fight against the Fury brother. So he wants a rematch against the Fury brother. So rematch, or he fights Nate Diaz MMA. They talking about doing that. So shout out to Jake Paul and Nate Diaz.
So influencer boxing has brought boxing back.
Hey, you know what I mean? Again, it's you know, I think you know, you had the Tyson era, you know, and that was great. You know, that was when I was a kid, like, you know, the 90s and all that. You know, Tupac and Mike Tyson was homies walking. Tupac was right next to Tyson back in the day. And then and what kind of died down was you know, the Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. You know, that was probably the hottest ticket for, you know.
Drunk says Nate Diaz the only fighter I know that could lose and still win.
No, he did get $20 million, and he did get $20 million for the fight. And if I saw it right, I don't know.
Wait, $20 million for
to fight Jake Paul. He got $20 million for that fight. That's what I saw. You could confirm it, but again, I'm not. I'm go basing off what I'm reading. So unless the people just typing up BS,
He got $20 million to fight Jake Paul.
Look it up.
What the hell?
Look it up. Yes, and they said, and then it also said he made more money on that fight than his whole compared to his whole career in UFC. So it's just a one up in spite to UFC and Dana White, because Dana White and Jake Paul be beefing like tough. Jake Paul wants to start a fighters union for boxing and UFC and all that.
Google says, how much is, according to sports, no, it's not, I was about to say, that sounds crazy. According to Google, Diaz got somewhere between 500,000 to 1.5 million for that fight.
Okay, maybe the whole fight brought it in. Okay, I'm tripping. Okay, 20 million. Okay,
I was about
I'm
to
tripping.
say.
My bad. Don't want to put out fault. Maybe.
I was about to say, boy.
Tripping. Okay, maybe.
Hold up.
That's what I thought I read.
See, who knows? Because
well into 8 figures.
It's
well into 8 figures.
That's a lot of money, though.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for that fight.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for that
That's
fight.
a lot of money, man.
At the same time, I'm like, the pay-per-view numbers had to be stupid for him to make $20 million from that fight. I'm trying.
All these young kids watched it, right? All these Jake Paulers, right? All the what are they called? Jakers, whatever.
That sounds insane.
Cabot. Another fun fact from the documentary: he was 18 years old and bought his first house in L.A. cash money for $7.4 million.
Damn.
Who's telling you? And at 18, I thought I had a lot of figured out. Not so many people was telling me what, but to have $1,000 at 18, you thought you was hot stuff. You know what I mean? That's real talk. But but to have $7 million at 18, nobody telling him nothing. He's 28 right now, 26, 28. No, I think Logan's 28. Yeah, 28 and 26. And Logan's more on the wrestling side nowadays. But he did go against Floyd.
So, also, speaking of people who can buy $7 million houses, Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. We are closing the fighting segment. We brought
Elon Musk,
the fighting segment on Normal Guys Talk Sports.
So Bleacher Report. Wait, hold up. Bleacher Report is saying that Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg.
Come on, bro.
Is confirmed.
As most epic thing in our lifetime, bro.
Wait.
As most epic thing in our lifetime.
So this is actually no.
They've been going back and forth, bro. They say it's gonna be live streamed on both platforms. X, formerly known as Twitter, and Meta, formerly known as Facebook. And then proceeds go out to the veterans. Shout out to the veterans.
So Twitter owner Elon Musk has announced Friday that he and Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg have agreed to terms on an MMA fight. Musk tweeted that the fight must take place in Italy and
Coliseum, to be exact,
by his and Zuckerberg's
they already got it cleared.
Foundations and be streamed on Twitter and Meta, bro. That shit is gonna break records.
The internet times 10.
I'm still not understanding how this
These
is
are two of the most, I don't know, smartest, but richest, influential people based on
two
their
of the most innovative people.
Innovative, there you go. Based on their accomplishments and platforms, for sure.
Holy shit. So
if anybody gonna get us to Mars and the moon, them two gonna have something to do with it.
They say all of the proceeds from the fight are gonna be donated to veterans.
Shout out to the veterans.
But that's insane. So where?
Shout out to the veterans.
So I'm just like, what? And the way that they're making it sound is gonna be streamed on this is weird. It's not called Facebook anymore, but it's Meta.
Meta, yeah,
Meta and X. That's weird.
Meta, right? No, X versus Meta, right? But no, Meta is That's the name change for whatever reason. That's their stock now. You know, it changed from that's what it was, and then all the meta and the VR. I don't know if I'm ready to join the Matrix. I'm part of intrigued of the meta VR thing though. Part of me is intrigued by it. I don't know if I'm ready to fully engage into the Matrix yet. My Xbox still works.
I mean,
My Xbox
me
still
personally, I lean a little bit more towards AI. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
As opposed
you know what
to-
Seth said? Shout out to Seth. Shout out to Seth, one of the most coolest people you ever meet.
Shout out to
Shout out to Seth, one of our spiritual leaders here at the studio, Wizard Level 99. He said when we was shrooming, he said AI. We talking about AI a lot. You know, shout out to BB was there too, dialogue, and then he said AI could be one of two things. He compared it to a hammer. He said hammer. He's like, good, you could build things. You could build things. Bad, you could kill people. I was like, so AI is a hammer. It's a tool. How is it going to be used? Is it going to be to help people and build things, or this that, or is it going to destroy people?
probably both.
Probably both. It is probably it this reminds you of the Terminator, iRobot, etc., etc. Some of this stuff going Black Mirror. Come on.
Probably both.
You know, don't want to get too off topic, but there's a lot of craziness in the world.
Whew. So we want to wrap up on boxing.
Wrap up on boxing and fighting. So yeah, that closes out the last two big fights. We will look to give you more boxing coverage as time progresses, and for sure the next big fight we talk about, unless something else comes up, will be Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg.
That's crazy. But that
For
they
the
finna
king
have-
of the world.
I was about to say
The king of the world, bro.
They finna had a whole world watching.
The king of who's not gonna watch that? They're gonna get free computers and free Facebook and Twitter to everyone. Free everything, and they gonna have it at the Coliseum. Holy shit, bro!
Sounds crazy.
We gonna tell our grandkids like, yo, that is the
Like-
biggest fight. It wasn't necessarily the best fighters, but it was the biggest fight.
Shit. Only thing that can top that for me right now is if you win the time machine and made Jay-Z and Nas fight.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's
So
crazy.
shout out to Meta and X, Facebook and Twitter.
So I'm hype.
Oh, moving on to football.
I'm hype.
The preseason has started. So the
Football is about to be back.
football is low key back. So starting off, we have the first game is the Hall of Fame game, which takes place in Canton, Ohio, which isn't too far from Cleveland. And if I'm not mistaken, Cleveland is in a lot of those games. And then so it is the first preseason game. So, you know, preseason doesn't count. Get everybody loose, everybody warmed up. You know, and it's a good way to start off the season because it's as long as I can remember, they announced the future Hall of Famers for the upcoming year, and they have the Hall of Fame game. So,
Don't they do the induction ceremony too? Or am I wrong?
ceremony. I don't even know who made. I don't even remember who made the Hall of Fame. I don't like once you say the names, like oh yeah. But who just made the Hall of Fame, right? Let's go. Okay. So the first game, it was against the Jets. And no, Mr. Aaron Rodgers did not play. He was on the ones and twos, guiding Mr. Zach Wilson throughout the game. And the Cleveland Browns won the game 21-16. So, yeah, Zach Wilson only had a series. He only went 3 for 5. Nothing too crazy. Let's see who we got in Cleveland. We had Deshaun Watson did not dress, but we had Kellen Mond went 13 for 19, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson went 8 for 11 for the Browns. So young guys getting warmed up, but shout out to other New York quarterbacks. We had Tim Boyle go for 6 for 11. Chris Strevelier go 1 for 7. So shout out to Zach Wilson. Hopefully this experience betters him overall. You know, the experience of learning from Mr. Aaron Rodgers. And this isn't his year, but hopefully that this year shapes the rest of his career in the best way possible. So shout out to current QB2 for your New York Jets, Mr. Zach Wilson. Let's not give up on that young man yet. Let's not quick to be called young men bust.
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
So
Is it what is it, third year?
Is his third year. So what draft? He was a top 5 pick, and he's been kind of he lost his job last year, stuff like that. But then and you bring in Aaron Rodgers. So like, what does that tell you about him, right? So respectfully. So week 2 of the preseason. It is Friday evening. So this is right now.
It's week 2?
Yeah.
I thought this was week 1.
It's week 2. Come on, bro. This is right now. So if you want to pull up the scores, it's still week 1. My bad. Week 2 is next week. This is still week 1. The Hall of Fame, week 1. So currently, right now, Friday night, and it's about 9:15 in the evening. We have the Commanders visiting the Browns. It is 14-2 at halftime. Commanders with the lead. We have the Broncos and the Cardinals currently playing.
That helped me advance my career
with
from anywhere.
9 minutes left.
I need to get in
Broncos
as much
overall.
learning
That
as I
is on
can
NFL Network.
for both of us.
The Packers defeated the Bengals 36-19. That was in Cleveland.
And he does indeed.
We have the New York Jets visiting the Detroit Lions. The Lions with the win, 21-16. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Pittsburgh with the win, 27-17. And to sum up the evening, we had the Falcons defeating the Dolphins 19-3. And last night, Thursday evening, we had 2 games. We caught splices of this during Matt's birthday. So August 10th, A10, that's where the name comes from, of course. We had the Texans visiting the Patriots. Texans with the W, 20-9. And the Vikings visiting the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks with the W, 24-13. So do we want to further elaborate on any of these games in particular, or just kind of move on from that?
I think we can move on.
Okay, so that's all the preseason week 1, and then the upcoming games for the rest of the weekend that sum up week 1 of the preseason, and then we could give some predictions, loose predictions. Why not?
So I wanted to predict the awards for.
Okay, we'll after we do all this.
Oh
yeah, after for sure. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 games on Saturday and 2 games on Sunday. So loose predictions, and I could give you the spread, and we'll probably go with the spread on all these games.
These games are tough for me to predict though because it's the second string is in.
People still betting on them in Vegas.
People betting on these.
Come on, the spreads is already locked in. Of course, bro. The spreads are locked in. So okay, we have first we have the
y'all got a gambling addiction.
the Colts visiting the Colts visiting the Bills, and we have the Colts. Vegas have the Colts at 3.5. This is going to be no Josh Allen, no Stephon Diggs. And we're going to showcase the quarterback, the young quarterback, Richardson, right? That's what they're doing, Indianapolis.
Right.
And what's his name? Franchise player, the running back, Taylor. He wants out. He demanded a trade, and they're going back and forth, and it is not looking pretty.
I ain't going to lie, though. He going to lose this fight.
He's going to lose the fight?
Yes, he's going to lose this battle against the owner.
Right, the owner's being petty. He's looking to put him on the He's looking to put him on the not injured list to not pay him. The owner wants to keep his. But again, they just got the.
It's pretty petty.
He's the second quarterback in the draft, right? He's the Colts quarterback.
Richardson.
Yeah,
I think he was
because the first one was
the third one.
Oh my bad. Okay, well he's one of the top. He's a first rounder nonetheless. I just remember the Texans one off the top of my head. So, so you got he's got a top quarterback to play with, but if Taylor wants out, that's if he sits out, that's gonna be.
I mean, that sucks though because
It sucks on both.
That quarterback is gonna need him.
There you go. There you go. So hopefully, they work that out.
I don't really care for the Colts owner though, because he kind of like
screwed over Peyton Manning.
Not even that he screwed over
Andrew
Peyton
Luck,
Manning, but that is he ain't screwed over Peyton Manning, but they did trash Andrew Luck. That was the first thing, and then the second thing is like
but they failed Andrew Luck. So let's go there.
They trashed. They failed him for sure. My thing is just the hypocritical aspect of the quarterback they drafted. They was like when Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry, I have to say it.
Say no.
So when Lamar Jackson was coming out, a lot of people from the Colts organization were saying all of that. Oh, he's a running back. Oh, he da 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 da. And then you pick a player who is literally going to be very similar.
Well, look at their progress. They had Phillip Rivers in the end of his road. They had Carson Wentz, currently a free agent. They've had who else have they had? Matt Ryan.
Right.
So they've been through a carousel nonetheless, So of course they're trying, again, that's I don't know if I speak on quarterbacks in the draft when my quarterback play the past 4 or 5 years has been subpar. Shout out to Indianapolis Colts.
But I hope Anthony Richardson does well.
Hopefully Anthony Richardson does well as the rookie quarterback. Yeah, we're going to root for you and hope you do the best. Why not? There you go. So next game we have the Titans visiting the Chicago Bears, and we have Chicago winning the game 3.5. Chicago. I have Justin Fields picked really high as far as like fantasy and production. I don't know if I've rooted for some Justin Fields, but I don't.
He's gonna run the ball, son.
He's gonna run the ball a lot. So I could see the Bears win this game, and the Titans they
might be all right though.
The Titans are going through some transitions right now. I think Tannehill's on his last leg, and they got what's his face. They just drafted
Will Levis.
He fell in the draft, and they got another young man as well. So
Malik Willis.
So I think Tannehill. I don't think he's going to see action tomorrow, but he's going to this is probably his final season with the Tennessee Titans organization.
I mean, they say Tannehill looks better than the other two young men.
You've peaked with Tannehill though. You don't draft a quarterback first round.
Second round.
I mean, first round projected in the second round. I mean, he's a second rounder, but he was projected first round. Like, right? He was. But he's a second round. You don't draft a quarterback that high, first round, second round. Kaepernick was a second rounder. You don't draft a quarterback in the first round, second rounder if you don't plan on starting him one day.
Yeah, no, I don't agree.
One day. So again, for you to draft a quarterback in the first round, second round, that only solidifies my point that even though he is the best available option current day, his days are still numbered. Ryan Tannehill. They went to the AFC Championship a few years back. They're respectfully probably not going to go back this year. Probably not going to go to the Super Bowl ever with Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback, as your QB1. Respectfully, the Tennessee Titans.
R.I.P. to Steve McNair.
R.I.P. to Steve McNair for sure. No, he was the man. Brought them to the Super Bowl for sure. I had a Titans McNair jersey in high school. Yeah, I did. All right. So next game here we have the Jets back in action. Interesting. Against the Carolina Panthers. So they got 2 week one. Oh, the Hall of Fame game does not count as week one.
No, that's just like
it's just a Hall of Fame game. It does not count. Okay, vet. Interesting. Okay, but they do got one game on the. See it? So it kind of does. They see how they own one right there. Yeah. So they own one. So this is the second game technically. So we got the Jets visiting the Panthers. We got Carolina 3.5, and it is in Carolina. Again, no Aaron Rodgers. And the Panthers, they have they have the number 1 pick in the draft, so they're going to let him loose and get maybe first series, maybe first quarter. But the Panthers are going to show out more than I believe the Jets will. So I got the Panthers on that one. Next game, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars visiting the Dallas Cowboys. This is Saturday, 4 o'clock.
This is in Dallas?
This is in Dallas.
Get some $15 ticket.
We could go. We're going to go to one of these preseason games. For sure, I want to go to the Raider one. Side note. And standing room only, talking about $10. We're going. So the Jaguars at the Cowboys. Another side note with the Cowboys before we go in depth with this. They got some open practices. Normal Guys Talk Sports should go. Open practices, free.
When?
I got the schedule. I'll let you know. But like 2 of the 3 dates, like I'm free for sure. So I'll send it to you. I just saw it on the algorithm, and I was like, okay, that's something I feel would be pretty epic if we went nonetheless. Like, hey, we saw practice and that. So speaking of the Cowboys practicing, have you caught any wind of Dallas Cowboy practices? Shout out to the Dallas Cowboys.
I have not. Oh, no, I have.
Okay. Shout out to
Trevon Diggs.
Trevon Diggs, brother Stephon Diggs. Probably the second best player on defense on the Cowboys. The man is Parsons. On the defense. And the Cowboys, top 5, top 10 defense. Shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. So, Dak Prescott's everyone's favorite quarterback, right? On everyone's favorite team. Projected a better player than Lamar Jackson on top of 100. No, not my bad. But Dak throws about 2-3 picks in practice, and then there's a little exchange. And what's one of the top 5 worst things a man of background could say to another man of background?
We'll address this comment at the end of the show. These comments. So stick with us, whoever you are. But go ahead.
Okay. So, I mean, if you don't know what I'm saying, he referred to him as a
BAN.
And there's playing, and then there's serious. Sometimes homies, but if you done it seemed a little intense. So where does the hostility come from everyone's favorite quarterback? High paid, one of the highest paid quarterbacks.
He's not one of the highest paid no more.
Not no more, but he does still make a lot of good money.
I mean, he makes a lot of money for sure.
He makes a lot of good money, but so you gotta have respect of the locker room, right?
Yeah, well,
you gotta have respect of the team to lead them to victory.
You don't know. I mean, they're going against each other and being competitive. So that's A. Now, who's to say, what's too far, what's not too far?
I got a clip for you. Okay, and I could pull it up right now.
To say what's saying or being done on the field is too far or not too far, that's up to them to really kind of,
okay.
You
familiar with Shady McCoy?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a clip. I could pull it up. He was referring to this moment. He said, hey, look, I played with a lot of the greats. Michael Vick, Tom Brady, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. You know what he said? No one called them a BAN.
Well, yeah.
No one called none of them a BAN.
I was about to say, I could never.
Michael Vick. Bless you, sir. Like I said, Michael Vick, what did I say? He said he played with Michael Vick, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes. Shady McCoy. Currently on FS1 show, Speak on it, I think it's called. Yeah, so Shady McCoy. He said that. So that was his reference. So Dak gonna catch that stray and none of them do?
I mean, To a certain extent, though, you name
Nobody.
You name other quarterbacks that are way more accomplished than Dak Prescott.
That's what I'm saying from
No
his
disrespect,
from
'cause
his perspective.
Dak a cool guy, yo.
But does he deserve that? Does he deserve that?
No,
No. I mean, does he like? Would you say that to somebody that you respected and you gonna listen to, you gonna follow?
No, but
You gonna say that to anybody?
He on the other side of the ball, so he not following him. If the running back called him a BAN, I would sure be worried. If fucking the wide receivers called him a BAN, I'd sure be worried. If the offensive lineman called him a BAN,
no, season's over. Season's over.
You know what I'm saying? But a defensive play, I'm not saying that that they don't follow in a way, but like they're in the moment of competing against one another.
Gotcha. So
not saying that
is the
right.
clip out blowing out of proportion? We spent a couple minutes talking on this now.
Not saying that. No, it's cool. Not saying that. Trevon Diggs.
And it got us talking about it because the Cowboys is win or lose the highest ranked value franchise in the NFL. So the Cowboys got a lot of fans all over the place. Half in Dallas. Keep it 1,000. Keep it real. But Dallas got fans everywhere, and they're the most valuable franchise.
The reason
so everyone's going to care. They're going to be on TV a lot.
The reason it's a thing is because who it was.
True, quarterback of the Cowboys.
You know,
if this was quarterback of the friggin' any of the rookie quarterbacks, we don't care. Of course, they're saying that to him.
And to be honest,
of course,
you know what I'm saying. Like there's plenty of things that are said that we never hear about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. So, but the fact that it made headlines and it got us talking about it, hence we're going to make a reference to it. But but to lead up to that, we have the Jaguars visiting the Dallas Cowboys here in Dallas, Texas. It's worth considering. I got work, but at 4 p.m. on Saturday tomorrow, and we got the Jaguars winning by 4. So, like I said, preseason. If Vegas and them got the Jaguars winning by 4, I don't root against Dallas just to root against them. But again, they're not playing all their big time players at all. You know what I'm saying? Like Dak probably won't even dress. Pollard's still recovering. Shout out to Pollard, broke his leg against the 49ers. Hate to see that. So Pollard's not 100%. So they got a rookie running back. They're going to look at him a lot. And maybe they got a big time. Again, they got Pro Bowlers on the defensive side, so they're not going to play in too many downs. So next game we have the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the Baltimore Ravens, and Vegas has Baltimore winning the game by 5 points. Care to elaborate?
I mean, we got
haven't the Ravens been winning a lot of preseason games past 4 or 5 years?
We've been undefeated for the past 5 years now.
In the preseason.
Yeah, so of course they're gonna predict the Ravens to win. That's an interesting streak to have. There's no trophy for that, but it's always good to know that our
you know what that does? You know what that does say? Exactly. Backups are A1.
Yeah, we got good
2s and 3s are A1. You know what I'm saying? Get the job done. Again, that's not a.
We made it to the playoffs.
It's a moral victory.
Backup quarterback. So
yeah, exactly. There you go. Check you out.
So shout out to the Ravens backups, and really now, especially on the offensive side, we so stacked on the offensive side. Boy, them backups on the offense is like first round picks.
Ravens are more deep this year than years prior.
The
wide receiver room is
our top 5 receivers are all first round draft picks.
That's good news.
If you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers,
they're all first rounders.
All first rounders.
So impressive college careers, nonetheless.
So
yeah, shout out to the Ravens for sure. And Lamar getting the contract.
Hey.
We thought there was days we thought that was gonna happen, man, for sure. I never want to bring negativity that way, but there was times like, damn, he just might fuck around. Excuse me, he just might get traded. So, but thankfully for the franchise in the city and fans all over that it didn't happen for sure. Shout out to Lamar. Next game, we have the Los Angeles Chargers against the Los Angeles Rams. Both the LA teams. It's a good little look for both of them. If they could build that interconference rivalry, that will only help. We have the LA Rams winning by 3 points. I think Mr. Herbert's due for a big contract. I think Matthew.
They gave it to him.
Excuse me, they sure did. They gave it to him. He's got the bag, so he's rocking and rolling the next 5 years.
He's the highest paid quarterback for the moment.
It sure is. Exactly. Shout out to Mr. Justin. And then the Rams, Stafford's on his last leg. He's probably he got the job done, but they've lost some pieces of the Super Bowl team since, and he's probably this is probably his last season with the
put Stafford in the Hall of Fame.
Stafford in the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. I think he deserves it. All them years on the Lions, yeah. Like for that, and he won the Super Bowl somewhere else, and the year he got there, I think there's if we look down the list, there's probably worse players that made it. Because he's quarterback, and he was hot stuff on the Lions, like fantasy wise. I do remember that. Yeah. He was like top 5, top 10 fantasy wise. So he's putting up the numbers. Had Megatron. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he closed out with the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I think
he need one more good season and get all the
thing. Okay, I mean, if they win it, then hands down, the Rams aren't winning it this year. Yeah, the Rams aren't winning it. So, and like I said, there's been whispers if his career is over. Again, he's got more years behind him than ahead of him for sure. Like I don't know how old he is off the top of my head. He's been in the league at least like 10 years.
35.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So he's been in the league at least 10 years. Okay.
I want to say he either came out the year after Megatron or the same year.
Around that. Because they've been dynamic quite some time.
But he was the number 1 overall pick, if I'm not mistaken.
No doubt. No, that does sound right. He was number 1 pick.
He was the number 1 pick when the Lions went 0-16.
I do remember that. So shout out to Matthew Stafford. But the Rams are rebuilding. They're not they'll be lucky if they won 8 games. And they're not winning 8 games. They're not making the playoffs. I don't think so. And let Cooper Kupp is a little forgot about. I almost forgot about Cooper Kupp, but they need more people. Cooper Kupp, what made Cooper Kupp so great was Odell Beckham was on the team.
I mean, he was playing well before Odell was there, though.
But it took a lot of pressure off of him, though. But Odell Beckham's on the other side. You know what I'm saying? You can't leave that alone.
Cooper Kupp broke a record that year, didn't he? I don't know.
He was lead receiver. He was lead catches, something like that. Yep,
but
sure
he
was.
broke like a record.
But I think what factored in was that was the first year it went to 17 games. So he had 17 games to do it.
Hold on, I gotta look this up.
Something like that. We do remember that. So while Matt looks that up, so that sums up the Saturday games. On Sunday, we have 2 games. We have the Chiefs visiting the Saints, and we got the Saints at a 2-point spread, and then your San Francisco 49ers visiting the Las Vegas.
Most receiving yards in the season.
Got you.
2,425.
That's a lot.
Including playoffs, though.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, well, that really, I mean, that doesn't count. It counts, but it's not like it's going to be like for the season.
But I mean, when you include the playoffs, it's not even anybody else who's even close to that number. He blew it out the water.
Right, but that record means for the regular season. For the playoffs, that's a separate category. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so yeah, so we got the Chiefs. No, again, these guys just won the Super Bowl, right? So these guys, no one's favorite player is probably playing in that game. Probably Pat Mahomes still got a golf tournament somewhere, and then
or his TV show,
and then that's who, and then the 49ers and the Raiders. We got a lot of positivity from all the quarterbacks in the camp. I keep track of that every day. A lot of them doing good, but the way it's looking right now, I've been an advocate for Trey Lance quite some time, especially since we drafted him. But the way it's looking, if I were to bet money and predict, and the way Vegas has it, so I'm going to go with that,
Shout out to Valiant Thor. Have a blessed and productive night. We love your show. Watching from a deep underground military base.
Hey, I was in the Navy. I don't know if that's known. I don't know if you know us or we know you. But shout out to you, sir.
Fasten your seatbelts because this is not just a comeback. It's a mind-blowing, jaw-dropping, edge of your seat experience you don't want to miss. Some conspiracy theory stuff right now.
He's talking about some conspiracy. Oh, man, we gotta wait to do this. We talking about some conspiracy theories, bro. This is gonna be a whole other episode. There's some normal guys talking sports.
But yeah, so the other thing I wanted to get to is we can predict some of the.
Oh yeah, the
awards.
49ers are gonna beat the Raiders. Let's let's go.
So, and I'm gonna just go to the the on-field awards.
Right.
So, Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year, prediction. Coach of the Year. Sula, if the Jets are halfway decent. Sula, that's a little wild card. I think it's because two obvious choices aren't it. If that makes sense.
I'm gonna go
Because it's not gonna be Andy Reid. You see what I'm saying? Even if they went 17-0, it's not gonna be Andy Reid.
It should be though.
You see what I'm saying?
That ain't fair though.
But you see why it's not. It's not going to be Andy Reid.
Because
even if they went undefeated,
it would
then maybe like
it would have to be a team where they just came back.
They surpass expectations.
Yeah. So, okay.
Sula, that's what do you think? I don't know. I mean, that's kind of.
Shoot. Sula, that's a good pick.
Right.
If the Colts have a good season, but I'll stick with that pick, Sula. Yep,
Sula. Right. I don't, because I was like, what did the 49ers win 13, 14, 15 games? I don't know if I see it. I don't know even if he did good.
So defensive rookie of the year.
Defensive rookie of the year.
I know who I picked.
Young man off the Texans?
Nope.
Young man off the Eagles?
Yes.
Okay.
Jalen Carter.
There you go. Okay. Okay. So we can get you. I can agree. I could probably, bro, because
he's probably gonna be.
The Eagles are gonna be really good, right? So, and he's gonna be and the fact that he doesn't even the pressure of. There's no pressure on him to save the day. The pressure on him is for him to do whatever he wants to do.
He's finna be a monster.
Right. Team's good without him. That's my point.
AP Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. One of the quarterbacks. One of the quarterbacks. Okay. Maybe the Falcons running back.
I was gonna pick Bijan Robinson.
That's his name, right? Oh, right. Bijan Robinson, Falcons running back, or one of the two quarterbacks we just named, the Colts quarterback and the Texans quarterback,
C.J. Stroud
and Richardson, because the ball is gonna be in their hands a lot of the time.
I'm going Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson, running back of the Falcons. Who's their quarterback?
It don't matter.
It don't matter. Okay. It don't matter. Okay. They had Marcus Mariota, but I think that ship has sailed.
He's still on the team.
Okay, so he's still there. Okay, so what else?
Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive player of the name, Nick Bosa.
He just won it last year.
Who else? Nick Bosa.
Homeboy on the Cowboys.
He's like top. I'm not going to say that. You're not going to hear me say that.
He might win that shit, though.
More power to him, but he not.
Actually, you know what I'm picking?
Nick Bosa, like top 4 and top 100 NFL players.
We not picking Nick Bosa. We picking who?
His brother. I don't know.
Nah, who are we picking? Roquan Smith. That's who I'm picking. I'm picking Roquan Smith.
Your man's.
Yes.
Defensive player of the year?
Highest paid linebacker in the league.
Okay.
Took our defense from like number 20 to number 2.
Okay, so he's hot stuff. Okay, so I mean he's in the running. But
I'm saying Roquan, full year on the team, he gonna go crazy. He was like the ranked 19th best player on the top 100 this year. So, offensive player of the year. It's
Pat Mahomes is gonna be in the conversation.
Man, nah, it's not gonna be Pat Mahomes.
Lamar is gonna be in the
It's not gonna
conversation.
be Lamar.
Offensive player of the year.
They usually give that award to a non-quarterback.
Offensive player of the year. I'm tripping. Okay, I'm tripping. Non-quarter offensive player of the year because the MVP is usually a quarterback.
Typically,
Right. Offensive player of the year. Who's the running back that's just going to smash it?
or wide receiver.
Offensive player of the year. As long as he's in good health, Christian McCaffrey, or Justin Jefferson. Those are the top two. Those are like top two. Those are the top players in their position, arguably from what I can tell right now, fantasy wise. Christian McCaffrey at running back, Justin Jefferson at wide receiver. And if you look at fantasy magazines, they're on the covers. Christian McCaffrey's on one magazine, Justin Jefferson was on the other one. So, I'm not trying to go all the way homer here, but Christian McCaffrey is projected to have a great year. Or Justin Jefferson.
I'm gonna pick a dark horse and say Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. Mr. Burrow. I don't think Mr. Burrow's healthy week 1. Right? Didn't he get hurt?
He did. I think he'll be fine though. I think they'll be fine. Granted, I don't like saying that as a Ravens fan, but I think they'll be fine. So, next award, Comeback Player of the Year.
Comeback Player of the Year. Alex Smith.
And you probably already know who I'm going to pick.
Who you picking? What are we talking about?
I'm picking OBJ.
Oh, OBJ. Yeah. Hell yeah. Heck yeah. Even if he has a halfway decent season, like, he going to get it. Just based on his name. Heck yeah. Who else? Heck yeah. Even if he has a halfway decent season.
Who else could get it? Who could come
Comeback
back
player.
That's a tough one to
and
pick.
then you running backs, Travis. Henry. Oh, Tua. I mean, he played enough. I don't know if he come back. Like Odell Beckham is coming back.
Odell's coming back. Who else? Who else? That's a tough one to pick. Who's coming back? Maybe like you know what? Jimmy G.
Hey, yeah, that'd be nice.
Jimmy G.
That'd be nice.
Comeback Player of the Year.
So we got Jimmy G and Odell Beckham. There we go.
So the big one.
MVP.
In
no particular order.
Pick one.
Holy crap. Jalen Hurts. And that hurts me to say, bro. That hurts me to say. I'm going to tell you why.
Patrick Mahomes is probably going to get it again.
Patrick Mahomes is going to get it. I don't think he's going to get it. Baseline, I think it's
Now they will give out a MVP back to back.
Okay. So
you got to think Aaron Rodgers won that.
They starting to slow down, man.
Aaron Rodgers
starting to slow down, man. They got to start slowing down one of these years.
Aaron Rodgers definitely got that joint back to back.
Okay, so just remind everyone at home. We got the top 100 list that comes out every year for the NFL. Top 10 players in this order: 1, Patrick Mahomes; 2, Justin Jefferson; 3, Jalen Hurts. That's why I say Jalen Hurts. 4, Nick Bosa; 5, Travis Kelce; 6, Joe Burrow; 7, Tyreek Hill; 8, Josh Allen; 9, Micah Parsons; 6, Chris Jones. So I think if I was a betting man, no hate on Lamar, if I was a betting man, I'm gonna go one of those 4 quarterbacks to win MVP. I think it's just
I predict Lamar to get it.
Huh?
I don't think he's gonna get MVP.
Right. Okay. So you're not right. Okay, but based on that, Pat Mahomes in this order: Pat Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. I like Josh Allen and Burrow personally, but Burrow is ranked
Josh
higher
Allen
than
ain't gonna get it.
Josh Allen.
Patrick Mahomes finna win that shit back to back. Real talk.
So, shout out to the Bills, man. Bills. So, shout out to the Bills, man.
So yeah, I gotta get up in a fantasy league so I can pick up Pat Mahomes, boy. My home boy.
So that's that. So that's all the predictions we have. Is that summarize?
Yeah, that's all our predictions.
MVP. Okay. So moving on to basketball, we have Anthony Davis's contract. I'll pull that up. I think that is the main headline we're speaking of basketball. And then the USA team is playing. They get it together. They've been playing some games. I think like in Puerto Rico. So the team is it's who's on Team USA.
On August 1st, Anthony Davis signed a 3-year, $186 million
It's a lot of money.
contract.
It's a lot of money. He's about to be a free agent. So the positives of it is, it's not like you're going to risk losing one of your top players to free agency for nothing. I don't care who you are. So you got to, minimize that risk. They did it, gave him the big money. And if you compare Anthony Davis to other players, a lot of players catch a lot of grief for, being injured, load management, what have you. Past 3 years, Anthony Davis' career has been similar to Kawhi Leonard. So they've missed about the same amount of time. Anthony Davis did win you a championship in the bubble, but durability is an issue. And ultimately they make this move to entice LeBron to finish his career with the Lakers, which is a possibility. LAXYZ 1 2 3, but there is a very chance he could go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's all about Bronny, and you're worth as much as teams are willing to pay for you. Anybody give LeBron the money.
But that being considered, though, doesn't that make Anthony Davis worth a little bit more to the team?
No, you rewarded him. They gave up a lot to get him, and he won a championship. They gave up a lot of, again, Ball, former number 2 pick, Ingram, All-Star. They gave up a lot to get him.
Yep.
They were in a rebuilding stage. LeBron comes. They have to fast forward to go into a contending stage. And then, you rewarded him. He was the top 2 player in your team when he won a championship. You can't negate that, but some would say, will he match production, or is this a lifetime achievement award? Is this contract based on his past or his future? Part of me says it's his past. Impressive resume, won the championship. When he was with New Orleans, he looked like the second coming of Kevin Garnett.
How old is
30 by now.
He still got some years left on him, man.
Anthony Davis is 30 years old. Prime is considered 27. So when he was with the Pelicans, he had a playoff series against the Blazers one year, and he did pretty well. Yeah, like I said, in my opinion, he looked pretty. I think injuries slowed him down a little bit, and I think okay, you lose to the Nuggets. How do you get better than the Nuggets? You had Anthony Davis guarding Jokic the whole time? No, you need additional bigs. So I think, okay, the negative aspect of it, you've let go of your JaVale McGee's, your Dwight Howard's, your DeMarcus Cousins, you know what I'm saying? And you're paying Anthony Davis all this money, and he ain't stopping Anthony Davis. He's not stopping Jokic.
No, he's not.
He's not. You know, so how do the Lakers get better than the Nuggets? They need more people, including Anthony Davis, not just Anthony Davis.
But he's an important piece.
He's
As long as he
important.
can
He's
stay
an important
healthy.
piece as long as he's on the court. I don't know. Missing out on Kyrie kind of sucks. I think there'll be a playoff team, but still a lot to be determined. LeBron's not signing an extension. LeBron is going to become a free agent because he loves being a free agent. He loves being the number one free agent.
Free
He loves
agent
holding
lifestyle.
free agency, holding free agency hostage on, and nothing goes until he goes, and he's going to be courted and this and that, and we've seen it multiple times. He's been courted by all the teams in this. It's going to be the same thing this year, and it's all going to determine. And then another thing is going to be the draft and where his son goes. You know what I'm saying?
We got an update on Bronny.
Bronny, hopefully Bronny's good. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's practicing just yet, but like I said, from what we, it was a scare nonetheless. But he's back home. You know what I'm saying? He's in the hospital somewhere. So, and again, he has the best healthcare in the world. He's the best healthcare in the world.
Magic Johnson, Jones.
He has the best healthcare in the world. So, shout out to the James family and shout out to USC and how everything happens. But God forbid, Bronny doesn't make it to the league, then all bets is off. He could retire or he could just go wherever he wants to go. But, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, Jordan started taking the minimum when he's on the Wizards.
Jordan did what now?
He took the minimum when he was on the Wizards to pay other players. LeBron's still getting paid big money. You know what I'm saying? So I think if LeBron, I think if he wants to gets number 5, 6, and possibly 7, I think he needs to explore
5,
all
6, 7 what?
rings. He's at 4.
I don't think he's gonna make it that far.
But if he starts signing for the minimum and being on other teams, you know what I'm saying, after he gets a little older, and not be LeBron James, but be a part of something else, that's also possible as well. I think LeBron's going to play to at least 40 years old. And LeBron is 30. He'll be 38 right now?
38.
He's 38. Yeah, so he's born December 1984.
Dang.
Yeah, so he'll be 39 around Christmas time. So, shout out to the Lakers. Would have loved to see on the finals.
Really?
There'd been more ratings. Yeah, of course. Who doesn't want to see LeBron in the finals? You want to see LeBron in the finals.
I thought you wanted to see the Kings in the finals.
Of course you want to see the Kings of the finals. Of course I want to see the Kings of the finals. In my lifetime, that'd be all I could ask for, and I manifested will happen one day. But I wasn't going to bet no amount of money was going to happen this past year. I was going to bet you that we was going to make the playoffs. I was going to bet you we was going to do this and do that.
Why Golden State do y'all like that?
Say again?
I said, why Golden State do y'all like that?
Like that. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. They know they know we 90 miles up the road, and they know. And Klay Thompson said in an interview recently, Paul George got a podcast. He said SAC was the loudest arena he played in since 2016 finals in Cleveland. He's like, that was the loudest opposing stadium he's played in. He's like, yeah, they haven't been in the playoffs 16 years, and you could tell. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a little extra juice, for you not make the playoffs a long time. We came ready. Like I said, I made it to 2 games in the season. In SAC, you know what I'm saying? Support. So yeah, we got two players, 2 of our best players locked up max contracts, and they were like 25, and they were both third team NBA. That means there's 5, there's first team, second team, third team. So that's the top 5, 10, 15 players. Sabonis and Fox are the top 15 players of the whole league. And we just extended Sabonis. So I could talk about the Kings all day, you know that. But yeah, we're doing just fine. We're doing just fine. And Steph Curry is about 35 years old.
Still in his prime.
Whatever that means. But the Kings will be relevant for the next 5 to 10 years, hands down. We got Fox and Sabonis on the roster. We're a playoff team. we're a playoff team with those two guys on the roster the next 5 to 10 years. We found our identity, our core. We are good to go. And Keegan Murray, they said Keegan Murray is not necessarily have Kawhi Leonard potential, but he looks like he took a big jump from his rookie year to his second year, similar to the way Kawhi Leonard did. So shout out to Keegan Murray. He broke the 3-point record, 3-pointers made by a rookie. That was held by a lot of your favorite players before. Keegan Murray currently has that record. Shout out to the Kings, man.
I think we wrapping
We
up.
are at the end of our road. Do you want to talk about these conspiracy theories before we sign out, or what are we talking about?
I'm going to read one of these comments, just one.
And who's this by? Someone we know or someone we don't know?
Somebody we don't know.
Someone we don't know. Is it a little too out of bounds, a little too off the deep end, or are we cool?
Get ready to be prepared. Get ready. Prepare to be amazed as Earl Spence, the boxing prodigy, pushes the boundaries of human potential with the revolutionary Neuralink implant.
Oh my! I don't even want to think about all
Earl's Neuralink implant will become a beacon of advanced intelligence, attracting beings from beyond our galaxy.
Spence got a lot going on, man. Spence got a lot going on. Whatever.
Earl Spence will become not just a boxing legend, but a symbol of human potential and unity within the cosmos.
That's great. That's intriguing outlook, but I don't know if I'm 100% with that. I love it though. I love it.
Earl's Neuralink implant will become a beacon of advanced technology, intelligence, attracting beings from beyond our galaxy.
Time will tell. Ain't nothing off limits, man. Ain't nothing too crazy nowadays, right? Anything is possible.
Shout out to Earl Spence.
Shout out to Earl Spence, man. Seen a little clip on him. He got some farmland out there. You know, he's living. He's like,
Rowlett.
I don't know where is it in Rowlett?
I have no idea.
I have no idea where it's at. No, but it showed he got some farmland. Like, oh, where'd you get some farmland? He's like, on a farm. Never had a farm.
Shout out to all the Dallas boxers.
Shout out to all of DFW.
My guy Charles Hadley. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Earl, of course. You know, good times.
Yeah.
But yeah, wrapping up.
Wrap it up. So shout out to Never Satisfied Studios. That's where we're at. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Ed. The innovator creators that bring you Never Normal Guys Talk Sports. Shout out to all the other podcasts in the building. Smoke Detector with 23. He's just walking by. He's around here somewhere. Timeout Podcasts with the crew. We got the Shit IDK with the crew. Shout out to Ghost and the Wall. Shout out to Ghost. Shout out to Ghost, you know. Shout out to the clothing brand, Shop Never Satisfies. I meant to put some merch today. Flyboy Quiz, all the new designs. So shout out to the clothing line. Shout out to Calio's Tacos. Best tacos in DFW. Big homie always looking out for us, of course. Shout out to Double R, CEO. He makes it happen. His name's on the building. Who else? Shout out to once again, Matt's birthday. Everyone came out for Matt's birthday. Had a great time. It's many more than Matt, of course. And
appreciate everybody.
No doubt. And not sure what we got left. If that's about it. Sounds like I covered all.
Did some movies, didn't you?
Bro, shout out to Everything is Both, starring Jason Mitchell and Barton Fitzpatrick. It hit number 1 on Tubi. It's still there, top 10. Sequel coming soon, and a lot of good reviews. Even Chrome was telling me, people was telling, oh yeah, it's a movie on Tubi. Da, da, da. Like, and you know, he's not telling people he know me and da, da, da. But he said like word around the Twitter space and the circles he's around. You know, a lot of people are impressed and with the project. Everything is Both. A lot of people supported and enjoyed it, and a sequel coming soon. Script is out. The script is out. And then Dynasty, the movie coming soon, starring Little Flip and Lioness. We just had a live podcast deal, you know, just promoting it. I don't know all platforms is going to be, but I feel Tubi is going to be one of it. It is one of the platforms available for independent movie makers, right? And who told me? And then special shout out to Mr. Jarek Tucker. He was in both projects.
Okay.
Okay, and he got dreads, and he was also in Triple D Revenge.
For sure.
So he put me on, and he put me on some game, and then he was speaking, and then again, like it was coincidence. Again, like like I know him from like the movies and the premiere and all that, and I'm like, hey, I'm in both of these movies with you. I'm not in the same scenes with you, but I'm in both of these movies with you. So he looked out, and he said, and the reason why he took up that project is like he's tired of the stereotypical roles of selling drugs, et cetera, et cetera. And then he said after Triple D Revenge, he was done with all that. He's like, how many more? He said, how much drugs can we sell in Dallas? So hence why he took the urban sci-fi role, and he's got some, he got stuff coming as well. And then he put me on to some auditions and stuff. So shout out to Jerry Tucker, man. Shout out to Jerry Tucker, and Dynasty the movie coming soon. And we got some projects that never satisfied, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Sensei, Spoon, and the fellas, we got some stuff cooking, man.
But yeah, I think that's
it. So so closing off another episode, we made it to episode 47, ladies and gentlemen. It is currently 10 in the evening. Past my bedtime for sure. 10 in the evening, Friday night. This is August 11th, 2023. Coming to you from Never Satisfied Studios. We're signing out. I'm Edward. That's Matt. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy your sports. Great week. We'll see you next week, and we will fill you guys in the latest and greatest in the sports world. Once again, thank you for tuning in and supporting. We are back. This football season is back, and we are ready to go. So once again, thank you for everyone tuning in, supporting everything that we do, and we'll see you soon.
we out.